You're listening to Braless Watch, where a mother and daughter team offer their own opinions on watching TV through a feminist lens.
I'm Beth, the mom.
And I'm Lily, the daughter.
Welcome to Braless Watch, where TV watching gets a whole new perspective. Clothing is optional.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good.
I'm excited about today.
Yeah, this was a fun challenge. Yeah. We are nowhere near New York. Wow, I can't speak today.
No, we are not. We flew all the way across the world to Denmark.
We did. Today, we are going to be talking about Rita.
The TV show.
The TV show, yes. Not just some random person named Rita.
Right.
It's a Danish show. It's all of it's in Danish, so
It has subtitles.
it does have subtitles. I actually looked on Netflix because that's where it is. I actually looked on Netflix. They don't have it English dubbed.
Oh, okay.
It's only subtitled, at least for the first season.
So warning to y'all who want to watch it, you have to actually watch it.
Right? You have
Put
to
your
do the
eyeballs on
subtitles.
it so you can read the subtitles.
Yeah.
Unless you understand Danish.
Unless you understand Danish, then have at it.
Right?
But you probably have already seen it.
So I will say that it does take a little bit more, being a neurodivergent person, that it takes a little bit more attention
It
to
does.
focus on reading it, but also seeing the interactions and the, just watching the craft and the scenes and all that stuff and keeping up with the storyline and stuff. It can exhaust you.
It can be a lot sometimes.
It was really enjoyable though.
Well, I will say were a few subtitle mishaps
Maybe,
as well.
yeah.
There was a few of those where a character would interject, with what I'm guessing is like a yeah or whatever, and they just didn't subtitle that, but you could tell that it switched characters on who was talking. The subtitle just didn't do it.
It wasn't accurate. I will say that.
No, there's at one point in the first episode where it says book depot at the school, and I was like, I think they mean library.
Probably. Yeah, but it probably did an exact
Yep, they just did
translation.
an exact
Yeah.
translation, and I was like, book depot is very different than a library
Yeah.
in English terms.
I mean, Book Depot sounds like a bookstore.
Right?
Which,
That's what it
that
is.
sounds like an awesome title for a bookstore, actually. And if you have a Book Depot, all right, that sounds great.
I mean, it's just weird to have that in a school when you don't have a library.
Yeah, it's a library. Yeah.
So Rita, the show, is based around a character named Rita. She's a school teacher and a single mom.
She's middle-aged.
She's also middle-aged. She's also a chain smoker. She also doesn't make the best choices for her personal life. But she's also very protective of her kids as well as her students. She's very protective.
We get to watch Rita make decisions in different aspects of her own responses to some stresses.
Yes. Yeah.
So we get to watch her navigate life, basically. And it's basically an unfolding of someone's personal life in relation to her own children, in relation to her own childhood, and in relation to her career and the friendships that she makes in that career.
Right. There's a lot of things that happen.
And other relationships.
And a lot of choices she makes. Yeah. It's an interesting show.
It is.
It's labeled as a dramedy. It's more heavy on the drama.
So I think that there's a loose translation between how America, society, or those of us who've grown up in America see the difference of the two lifestyles, right? And what I was reading online is that some of people who've grown up in Denmark get some of the nuances, and it is a comedy over there.
That's what makes it more of a comedy over there?
Yeah, there's like
Gotcha.
certain societal things that are like, that's funny, and we wouldn't get it because we don't live there. We don't have that background. So I'm sure there's some definite things that have been lost in translation.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put an apology out right now that we probably missed those.
Yeah, we definitely did. I've never been to Denmark.
Nope.
So, gonna miss those. Sorry.
Yeah. Speaking of Denmark's like just north of Germany geographically. And this was filmed in Islev, which is the lower.
I thought it was filmed in Zealand.
What?
Zealand.
How did you get different information than I did?
I don't know.
Interesting. Anyway, so it was a neighborhood outside of Copenhagen.
Okay.
Which is in the southern part of Denmark, closer to Germany.
Okay.
It's just across the body of water there, which I did not look up, so sorry.
Okay.
Don't know the whole thing. This is not a geography podcast.
This is not geography. Can't imagine a geography podcast going very well because I feel like you need images.
Right? Let me just break out my whiteboard.
Whiteboard that you can't see.
Right.
One thing I did look up before we get too far into the actual show was schools in Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked up how they're structured. So they're structured, the actual schools are 10-year. You start at age 6. And you go till age 16, and that's like their primary school. That's what they call primary school. And before that, before age 6, you have daycares and kindergartens.
Mm-hmm.
By the age of 3, like 98% of Danish kids are in kindergartens. And
yeah, they start early.
They start really early.
Yeah.
And then after 16, you get a choice of going to upper schools that are like secondary schools. You can go to trade schools. You can also defer for a year, things like that.
Wow.
Yeah. There's also an emphasis in Danish schools about less tests and more problem solving. And they also there's not like a power imbalance with the teachers and students.
Right.
They all call each other by first names.
Right.
So
I find that to be fascinating.
that is fascinating for coming from, American education system, which sucks. It's fascinating. One thing I also wanted to mention is that Rita teaches 4th grade and 9th grade. As far as I'm aware, she teaches both.
I think it may change each year too, where they're assigned. I'm not sure.
Not sure.
She also subs in whenever needed.
Yes, she subs for a 2nd grade.
And I didn't get the sense that subbing was like a downgraded thing. And
No.
here in the States, if you're missing class, you're
right?
messing with, I guess, federal funding, but very much state funding for your school. And that's both for kids and teachers.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to be a thing there.
Yeah.
Subbing, they just, okay, cool, I'll switch in for you. And like Rita kept going on fairy tales with the 2nd graders, which at that point, those would be like 8, 9-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing fairy tales.
Yeah.
So
it's a very interesting comparison to the two systems and how America, United States America, is so focused on power and how there's a hierarchical power to our systems here, especially in the education system.
And there's not a power imbalance for the principal to teacher, right? They're still very, there is a slight power imbalance with this set, but that's a different thing. Because Rita's sleeping with the principal, but that's a separate thing.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
But
as an actual teacher, there's not.
At some point, she even goes in to ask him to take over her class.
Yeah.
Which our principals wouldn't do that here.
No, they would not.
That's not a thing, unless it's like a complete emergency or something.
And they wouldn't even go in. They would send an administrator from the front office.
Yeah, there would just be a stand-in person to basically...
Maybe even a school counselor, school nurse.
Yeah.
Just an adult.
Yeah, yeah.
Police officer who stands at the front.
Oh, I hope not.
They would. It's just an adult to stand there and take over take control of the class. That's all it's for.
Yeah.
Not to actually teach.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, I find it fascinating that they remove the power and imbalance.
And there's a lot more problem solving and free play.
Yeah, I read that it has to do with social learning, like basically how to live with the other fellow humans.
It's very much less structured, but there's more unconscious rules that everybody follows just to be human.
So, did you find that that the power imbalance translated into the family unit?
Yeah, I guess so. Because the kids were very much on their own, but they weren't at the same time. Like they were able to solve their problems.
Yeah,
in
there was a
certain
sense
ways.
of independence, right? But there's also this sense of, there is a sense of relaxed parenting that Rita puts out, and you can sense that. And me being a single mom and living that life, there is a sense of relaxedness when it's just one person handling the family unit.
Right.
And I think that may be part of the appeal of her wanting to be a teacher. Not only does she like kids, but there's a sense of understanding that there's a level of humanness that she can share with no matter what the age.
Right.
And we see that over and over again with different aged kids in the show.
The kids really do like Rita.
Yeah.
They really do like her as a person, as a teacher.
Yeah.
They really do like her. They run up to her in the hallway. Yeah.
There's even parts where we can see how her kids like her too.
Yeah, and they also appreciate her.
Yeah, her own biological children, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Her biological children, they actually they respect her, but they also are annoyed by her.
Yeah, and I think that's where the negative comes, or the opposite side.
Yeah, the rub
of having that imbalance, right? Is you're not a mentor, you're not a leader, you're not, you're just seen as an equal, and that can be a problem in some structures, right? Some societal structures. And we see that with some of the family unit breakdown of, well, if I can't rely on you here, but I can rely on you here, right? Depending on what problem is trying to be solved. But I mean, in real life, when you're an adult and you spent the first 16 years being in school under the tutelage, basically, of schooling and your parents and all of that. After that, you get to do whatever you want. You can make all kinds of decisions on your own, bad, good, or indifferent. And yeah, you get to choose who you go to help you move forward and answer the questions you have about your own life.
Right.
And about what you might want to do next.
Well, and that happens a lot in this whole series, right?
Yeah.
With her kids figuring that out.
Yeah. Well, it's different than here in America, because in America, we actually have designated roles for that. Why didn't you go to so-and-so?
Right.
Why didn't you go to so-and-so? About certain subjects, right? Especially in the educational system, right? We have specific roles for things.
I mean, they do have like math teachers and things like that are specialized, right?
Those are subjects, though.
They're subjects, yeah.
It's not socially
they're not socially
driven.
Right.
Yeah.
The only socially driven one is Hella. Because she's like the school guidance counselor.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, it was hard to figure out right there at the beginning.
Well, because technically she's a department head. Like, that's the actual translation of her job title that they give her, is that she's like a head of a department or a section leader. That's what she really is.
Maybe it's curriculum.
It might be.
Yeah.
But the kids come to her when they have problems.
She has the tiniest office.
She does. Yeppe goes to her. Rosa goes to her.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, even, I would imagine even teachers go to her.
Yeah, I mean, Rita does, even though Rita doesn't like her.
They don't like each other.
They don't like each other.
But I think because they each challenge this imbalance. They
do.
each challenge it because they have different approaches to that imbalance.
And there are points where they are on the same side, which is weird.
I mean, it happens. So that to me reads more egalitarian, which I love that word, because there is no set role that anyone can float in and out of roles. And if you're what's a corporate term, cross-trained,
right,
then you're able to do that. And it seems like in the Danish society or social construct, that's a highly valued thing, to be quote unquote cross-trained, so that you can be more than one thing to many people. That's what it seems like to me. I don't know.
I mean, we might be completely wrong. You never know.
I could be.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just thought it was cool that the imbalance translates into the family unit, even if there's only one parent.
Right.
Leading, quote unquote, leading that family unit because the kids aren't able to do,
Right.
things on their own.
All right. So, trigger warnings?
Oh, yeah, I have some trigger warnings. Not very many, though. So
there's not a lot there's not a lot of craziness that happens.
No. I tried to list ones that I thought were going to be maybe slightly upsetting.
Yeah.
But there's nothing jarring in this.
Yeah, there's no blood or gore, anything super crazy.
There's a little bit of blood.
Okay.
So there's one warning of blood.
Okay. Well, then Here we go. Let's go through the trigger warnings.
That's an interesting scene, by the way. Okay. So anyway, trigger warnings are smoking, cussing, extramarital sexual relations, sexual content and actions, including nudity, LGBT themes. There's vomit. There is blood. There's one instance where they use a derogatory term for gay people or being gay. There's a scene with cutting. The cutting doesn't actually happen in the scene, but it has happened. So there's a result of that. Mental health issues. There's gendered content where they're discussing gendered roles and things like that. Hospice, death, and then family estrangement.
Yeah. I was hoping you had the death one in there.
Of course. I'm not going to leave that one out.
It's kind of important.
So, yeah. I'm sure there's some probably smaller things that I didn't catch, but...
Well, and you might not have been able to catch it because we're, again, watching this in subtitles. So...
Yeah.
We're relying on the subtitles here. So if you know Danish,
right,
it might be a little different.
It might, and also I'm not going to catch the social stuff. I'm also not going to catch, if I'm reading the subtitles, I'm not catching the actions. So I'm not scrutinizing the actions of the actor. So I'm going to miss certain nuances and small things that are happening. Right. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway. I do want to say for the trigger warnings too, that there might be, there is some mention of ADHD and some other like neurodivergent OCD stuff like that, which I thought was so interesting. So
yeah, they were very interesting.
There was a mention of those things. Anyway, but the trigger warnings weren't that long.
No,
this time. So I'm gonna get this wrong. Just gonna point that out there because these actors have Danish names. So apologies to the actors, and apologies to the Danish people. Because I'm from the South in America, and I got myself an accent. So I'm just going to do the best I can.
The more you say that, the more accent comes out.
Oh, yes. I know why you were laughing. Trying to rein it in. Which did not work.
No, it didn't work. Go ahead.
Okay. Rita is played by, I'm going to say, Mille Dennison. Jordis is played by Lise Bostrop. Rasmus is played by Karsten Bjornlund. That one's actually easy. Helle is played by Ellen Hillingso. So apologies there. Rico is played by Morten Vong Simonsen. Jeppe is played by Nikolai Groth. I don't know if that's exactly how you say that. But Molly is played by Sarah Rort Ditlevsen. And that's the ones we're going to list today.
There are more characters.
There are so many more characters. This is a very well casted. And I mean, just kids everywhere. There's other, other characters that come in and out. There are some reoccurring characters that we didn't list, so apologies. Yeah. But those were the main characters that pushed the story forward.
Yes, they are the main characters of season 1.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to mention is that Rita is 5 seasons long. The first 2 seasons were created by TV2 in Denmark, and then Netflix picked up the slack for the last 3 seasons and helped produce the last 3. So, yeah.
Okay. So, and it's available on Netflix to watch.
It's all available on Netflix.
Yeah,
and,
the whole set. Yeah.
So we're only talking about season 1. I don't think I mentioned that at the beginning.
That's okay.
Season 1 did come out in 2012.
Yeah. It was created by Christian Torp.
Yeah, I would say Torp. It's probably wrong, but
probably.
Torp.
But he grew up in Denmark, and has gotten so many other things written. He's also a showrunner, and he flies between Copenhagen and LA. So
super fun.
Yeah. And from what we can tell, this is not based on anyone's real life or anything like that. It's purely from his imagination.
That's cool.
Which is really cool because this is a really well written.
It is
well written, well casted. The costuming was amazing. So,
one thing I want to point out about the costuming is hair and makeup. They didn't overdo anybody. They let hair have flyaways.
Fuzzy.
It wasn't perfect. If this show was made in America, it would have been everybody was perfect. Yeah. And that's just really annoying when it shows up
also
like that.
There's different body types. There's different kiddos. Now I will say it is an all white cast.
It's an all white cast. There are a few black kids.
There are a few mixed or black kids. Yeah. Not sure.
But it's Denmark.
It is Denmark, so it's going to be a lot of blonde.
It's going to be a lot of blondes.
So
that's just really what it is.
Yeah. Strawberry blondes, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yep. Before we start talking about the episodes, I want to talk about the theme song.
Oh, yeah.
Because that fucker got stuck in my head. And not just like the day after or 2 days after. It was a week later and I'm still got it in my head. Didn't matter if I listened to other songs.
Yeah.
No. This song still in my head.
It's a catchy tune.
It's a catchy tune, and it's also in English. Mm-hmm. So I had to look it up because it's in English, but the show's in Danish.
Mm-hmm. And it's a Danish band.
It's a Danish artist. Mm-hmm. It's not a band.
No, that was a band. Okay.
Well, so it's Oland.
Yeah.
That's the artist. Her actual name is Nana Oland Fabricus, I think. Apologies.
Okay.
The song was off of her second album that came out in 2011, and the song is called Speak Out Now. Mm-hmm. It's a very catchy song.
It is a very catchy song.
Also very apropos to Rita.
It is. Yeah, it fits really well.
It does.
With the subject. Yeah.
So the first verse and first chorus are the theme song. That's just what it is. But there's more to the song.
Oh yeah, it's a really long song. I read pretty much the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And it's got several stanzas and repeats itself and stuff. It does. Yeah. It's a really long song, but it's a good song.
It is. It's a really good song.
It's well written, and I relate to it. I relate to Rita and the struggles and the pull and the push of just general life and when to protest, when to sink in.
Well, and one of the quotes from the song itself is, "When there's a win, there's a sacrifice."
Yes.
And I just thought that was really good. That's not in the theme song itself. That's in the later part of the song.
So we're back to balance, though. Mm-hmm. This is speaking to the balance and trying to keep yourself centered. Mm-hmm. And that makes sense to me as in relation to Danish life, right?
Right.
And social structure there.
Right.
Yeah.
But otherwise, anyway, this song got stuck in my head.
It's stuck in my head right now.
Don't sing it. Don't sing it. We don't have copyrights for that.
You don't want me to hear. You don't want to hear me sing.
We don't have copyrights for that.
Trust me.
Let's move on to episode 1. Episode 1 is called The Idealist. Mm-hmm. I think it's a pretty good introduction to the characters overall.
We first see Rita in the bathroom smoking.
Right. Reading bathroom graffiti, basically.
It's almost encouraged because it's covered. Right?
It's just everywhere, and no one cleans it up. They just leave it. It's fine.
In fact, she takes a marker out and adds, or actually she edits one of them.
She fixes it because it was misspelled.
Yes, it was misspelled. So she corrects one of them, and it was about her. So
I thought it was about the principal.
Oh, maybe it was about the principal. I don't remember, but she does correct it. So
I thought it was about the principal.
Yeah.
Rasmus.
It gives you an introduction to her casualness, also what she's wearing. And it gives an introduction to her. I wrote down 0 fucks given.
Yeah.
Because she's middle-aged, she's raised these kids, and we don't know this yet. It's the first scene, but and you can clearly see she's in a school bathroom.
Right.
Yeah, and here's some of it's like, is she trying to be like the kids, like a teenager, or is she just...
Well, and you find out she's not. She just doesn't care.
Yeah, she just doesn't care. Yeah, and I think there's no smoking like on the campus and stuff.
That's
what I
not
can
true.
tell.
Well, I mean, that can't be true because she smokes outside all the time.
I meant inside the classrooms
inside
and
the
stuff.
building?
Yeah.
That would be my guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So she escapes to the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that does give you an idea of her, what she does care about, what she doesn't care about, and where we get introduced to what she doesn't care about first.
Right.
Yeah.
And then soon after, we get introduced to Yordis.
Yes. I love Yordis.
She's very cute. She's older than I was expecting. She's 33. That's mentioned in a later episode, but she's 33.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some parts to her that still need to be mature, right? Mm-hmm. But she's also highly educated.
She is.
Yeah. So it's one of those bookworm types where she stuck her nose in a book and didn't come up until 30 and like, oh, I should probably do something with my life.
So she has an affinity for Norse myths.
Oh.
Not a person.
I thought you were saying Nor Smith. I was like, who the hell is that?
Norse myths. Anyway, she wants...
As in Vikings?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she... it's mentioned that she wants to name her future kids that she does not have. She also does not have a partner. That she does not have after certain myths. So I looked them up. So there's Hildur, who's a Valkyrie. She had the power to revive the dead in battlefields and used it to maintain everlasting battles.
Mm-hmm.
There's Laga, the goddess of refreshing water in springs.
Ooh.
Right? And then Ranulf, I couldn't find anything with that. I couldn't find a direct link. There's Rain, Ran, and Renleaf, but I couldn't find a direct.
Maybe it's a translation issue.
It might be. I tried multiple spellings and I just gave up.
It also could be that she found that name in an ancient text somewhere.
Right. It could be something.
It's not a modern name.
It could be. Yeah. Well, I wasn't looking up names. I was looking up the myth. But
oh. Well,
I couldn't find a direct link to the myth. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, she's a bit of a nerd.
She is.
Also, her body type is like opposite from Rita's
right.
body
Rita's
type.
really tall.
Tall, thin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Spindly a little bit. And Yordis is shorter and has a little bit more...
Yordis is like a foot shorter than Rita.
Yeah. And has a little bit more homely look.
Mm-hmm.
What we would call homely here in America.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, the whole cast is all very casual.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job with that. They didn't spend a lot of time on hair and makeup, which they didn't need to. Well, that's not the point.
The clothing is breezy and, you know, it's appropriate to weather. And, like, they just don't give a crap about it matching and being the latest fashion and all that. Of course, we're getting rural or even residential areas of Danish life. So this is the casual mid-range people, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, we're not looking at suits and stuff, you know?
Right. But that first episode was really interesting because Rita has to deal with her older son number one, she finds out that her older son is getting married to her old boyfriend's daughter.
Yeah, like old boyfriend from like her high school days.
Yeah.
Or school days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's just having to deal with a lot of that. And also she's very blunt, Rita is, which is a contrast to her daughter-in-law's mother, right? Mm-hmm. There's a complete contrast.
So this is where the casualness drops.
Right.
Bitten's mom is very, like, tight in her representation of herself.
Yes.
And her family.
Yes.
So there's a clear definition of line that is drawn there. And again, Rita gives zero fucks about that. Mm-hmm. And Bitten's mom is like, I don't understand why you don't give zero fucks about this.
Right. And
so that's where they just don't rub. They don't get along. they're antithetical to
also,
each other.
I think Yet is a little jealous. That's Bitten's mom.
Oh, yeah. That's her name. Yeah.
I think she's a little jealous of Rita.
Because she gives zero fucks.
But she also has Tom's heart, almost. That's who she fights against.
So Rita has a place in Tom's history, and now will have a place in Tom's future.
Exactly, and
that Yet
bothers
can't
her.
do anything about that.
Mm-hmm. That bothers her.
It does bother her because Yet comes across as someone who wants to control her environment, and make it as representational is the best word I can come up with in her eyes. And even Tom's like, I don't care about that either.
Right.
Now Bitten, you can tell Bitten's taken that a little bit and is like,
She has, but she's also not as far. She does have the influence of her dad.
Yeah. Also the influence of Rico.
Also the influence of Rico.
I mean, if it was a real problem, her mom would have put the kibosh on that pretty quickly, and Rico would not be in the picture at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Molly moves home. That also happens in the first episode.
Yeah. So this is also where we meet Rita trying to handle a child that is...
I do like the way Rita teaches. That is something that she really pushes the boundaries, right? Because the inciting incident that causes the student to complain is that Rita says this poem, which is supposed to be about winter dying or whatever. I can't remember. But she says it's about fucking. About being in a friends with benefits situation. That's what it's about. And so she's pushing the boundaries of the kids' heads. Of course, she's talking to 9th graders. She's not talking to 4th graders.
Yeah.
These are 15-year-olds. 14, 15-year-olds.
They're about to fly the coop. Yeah,
they have one more year after Rita. So, yeah, they're not young kids. So she's just pushing the envelope a little bit to get them to think outside the box.
Well, and outside the words that are coming in the poem. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And so Rose is the one who complains. Rose is one of her students. And then Rita has a great line to Rose's parents. She says, Rose is very mature. She says so constantly. So that's how I treat her. She says she's mature, but she still wants the rights of a child. Which is it? That's really what it comes down to. Which is it? Does she want to be mature and be treated like an adult, or is she wanting to still be a child?
So I love that scene because Rita just gets up and walks out.
She does. She says her piece and then walks out. She does not let the parents say a word.
Nope.
Because right before that, she found Yordis hiding, crying because of what Rosa did earlier. Asked her too many questions. It pushed her over the edge. And Rita was done. Done with Rosa.
It's interesting, too, because Rita still has that sense of protection for Rosa, despite having this conflict, right? This disagreement with the child. She still wants the child to succeed. Yeah.
But succeed in different ways, because, like, at the end, she tries to take Rosa to write on the bathroom wall. To push her boundaries a little bit differently, rather than just in the book world, right?
Yeah. So the reason I kind of brought that up is because Rita and Hele get into it too about Rosa, right? Hele calls Rita in to talk about this student and why the complaint is there and all that stuff. And Rita says something. I can't remember who she was talking to. I think it was to Rasmus, but she says that Hele doesn't want to fire her. That's not the purpose of bringing her in and to talk to her and stuff, but that she is on this crusade to save her, to save Rita.
I think Rita might have said that.
That's what I said. Rita said that.
I think she.
So she understands what Hele's agenda is or whatever, and because somehow Rita needs to be saved.
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic that Hele's trying to save Rita.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's nothing to save her from except from herself, maybe.
I mean, yeah.
But why would Hele care about that?
Right? There's so much. Yeah, who knows?
I mean, maybe Hele can see that there might be some harm coming to the children, or maybe views it as harm coming to the children.
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting that Hele would try to step in. And at this point, we don't have any history on them, right? We don't know how long they've worked together, or
we still don't find
that
out over the course of the first season.
No. Yeah.
We don't find that out at all.
No, it's just interesting to me that one woman wants to save another woman, and it's like, what are you doing?
From what?
From what? Yeah,
right.
Because and this is the same thing for Yet, that what do you see that I don't see? Why are you trying to impose yourself and your ideals? Again,
right.
Idealist, right? Why are you trying to impose your ideals on me? Just let me be. I'm not hurting anybody, right? So, anyway, I thought that was cool.
I have one trivia thing for episode 1.
Oh, okay.
So, at the end of the episode, Rita uses fireworks to blow up her troll dolls. Which, number one, I found it slightly annoying, because if she likes them, keep them. Who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks? But I looked up troll dolls, because why not, right? So, trolls are plastic dolls, and they have large hair. That's really what the main idea of them. But they were created by a Danish woodworker named Thomas Dam.
I
and did not know. Originally called a Dam doll.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I knew that part. I didn't know it was Danish in origin, though.
Yep. Inspiration came from Scandinavian folklore. The toys are also called good luck trolls.
That makes so much sense now. I used to collect them as a kid.
There is also a version called Gronk trolls. So if you call them Gronks, or Gonks. Sorry, not Gronks. Gonks.
Okay.
Yeah, they're Gonk trolls.
Interesting. I actually still have a few.
Okay.
That's a question for off air.
I have questions, but we're not going to get into that right now. So moving on to episode 2, the teacher.
Yeah.
So this was a really interesting episode because this involves sugar being the enemy in schools. And I found this to be really annoying. So basically what the school's policy on sugar is that they don't give out sugar, refined sugar things at their cafeteria. They don't give it out anywhere except for when it's somebody's birthday and they bring in cupcakes.
Right. Or whatever.
Cookies or whatever.
Yeah.
If it's a kid's birthday and they bring in something to give to the class,
they're allowed to share with the class.
They are allowed to do that.
Right.
A parent had a problem with that one rule, because sugar is the enemy.
It's evil and
evil. It's as bad as heroin. That's what they say.
It's as addictive as heroin. Okay, so sugar is addictive.
It is.
I did a whole paper on it.
But say it's that addictive.
No, it can be depending on, the person's chemistry makeup.
Right.
Longevity of how long you've been eating it, that kind of thing. So, yeah, and also genetic history and, a whole bunch of things. So, yeah, I love that the school had a global policy that, that the school itself was not going to contribute to your child's sugar intake.
That makes sense.
But to have
a problem with the birthday part, is what bothers me.
Well, what bothers me the most is the dad was like, I have this problem, but yet here's an alternative, and it was like tofu chocolate cake or something that looked awful.
It was tofu instead of chocolate.
Yeah, it was awful. It looked like, well, yeah, it looked awful.
It looked bad.
It looked like cake vomit, but it was gross.
It was bad.
So anyway, he brings it in protest of this rule.
Yeah, on the next day.
And
also
my
gives
question
out pamphlets,
right?
That from his website.
Right.
Him and his wife's
his wife's website. What kills me about it, though, is that he didn't ask about the rule. He didn't care about the rule. And then Rita didn't stand up for the kid and go, is it your birthday?
Right.
So you can't hand these out because it's not your birthday. So she didn't even follow the rule. She just let him pass it out.
Yeah. And I think she was stunned.
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
I think she was really stunned by the accusation that she is the one causing problems for children.
Right.
in that way.
Right. That she's the sole person responsible.
Exactly.
For effing these kids up with sugar, basically.
With sugar. Because of one birthday. Or, I mean, how many kids are in that class? 25?
Also,
Not
this
even?
poor student is a brand new student.
Right? He's completely new.
He hasn't made friends yet.
He has no friends yet.
Yeah.
He's completely new. He was new as
So,
the day the cakes came out.
this brings me to this point. The father stepped in and usurped his son's independence and autonomy. Then he turns around and does it to Rita. And I think that's where it got her stunned. Like, how
and it
dare
happens
you?
again because he puts words in her mouth when he said she agreed with his policy.
Yeah.
And then Hillel does the exact same thing.
Right?
In the same room.
Yeah.
Rita's like, I didn't say any of that.
Right.
That is not what I said.
So they're taking her autonomy away and independence away. So it's actually it's antithetical to the actual social structure of Danish life.
Right.
So there's where the stun comes from. But what I wrote down was that he tries to mansplain to her about not only her teaching and her teaching methods, right? And
about
how she conducts herself, in the room, in the classroom, but also on her mental health.
Right.
Like telling her how she is without even knowing her. He's known her, 10 minutes at this point?
Yeah, and he says, anger and aggression, that must come from white rice and gluten. Immediately. Which, food can have an effect on your behavior, sure, but not that specific, and you can't be that broad with it.
No, but I'll tell you something. You try to mansplain me, you're going to get aggression.
Right?
So don't do that. Don't tell me, as a professional with 4 careers behind me to tell me how I am and who I am. You're not going to tell me that.
Right. No.
And then think you're not going to get aggression from me.
Back up, man.
Right?
So
just step over there.
That's the whole sugar part of the episode. It does end really well because Rita bakes for the child and has Victor give it out as if he made him.
Right. And he starts making friends.
And starts making friends. And
enjoys the brownies and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she tries to protect him. That what her whole thing was. Because Hella's whole thing was, why did you want to be a teacher? That whole... Ugh. She kept pushing that button.
So I don't get Hella sometimes. Because I'm like, why are you pushing so hard on not only a colleague, a professional colleague that who knows how long you've worked with this person, and then you turn around and you do it in front of others and give her peer pressure to tell you the answer to a very personal question.
Yeah, why did you become a teacher?
Yeah.
So she answers that question, and it was to protect children from their parents.
Yeah, she was reminded.
She was reminded because her mother came into town. Well, her mother came to stay with her.
Yeah. She allowed that, by the way.
Well, let's talk about Lilibeth for a little bit.
Sure.
She is an interesting character.
She was an absent mom.
And then, so she calls her daughter, her older daughter?
I don't know.
Is Rita older?
I don't know. I didn't even know she had a sister until several
later episodes.
Later episodes in there.
Yeah, so she has a sister, but I think Rita's the older child.
Which makes sense for her to call her first, I guess.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand why didn't Rita go, why don't you call my sister? Why are you calling me?
Lilibeth pretends to have hurt herself. Did you catch that?
No.
Yeah, she pretended to hurt herself. She pretended to fall and come, so she had to stay with Rita. She made up this whole story.
No, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, so you only find that out when Molly goes to see her when she's packing, because Lilibeth and Rita have had a fight and they're done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you only find that out because Molly's like, I thought you hurt your back.
So Lilibeth is not the best of parents.
No.
She, from Rita's story, and the way she tells her experience is that she left when Rita was young.
Yeah, we don't hear a lot of the story, and it's not in exact words of this is what happened, right? It's all she left and came back. We don't know when, we don't know how.
Right.
We know that when she came back, Rita ruined her relationship with Tom, but that's as much as we know. we don't know more beyond that she was an absent parent.
Yeah. And the reasoning that Rita has either fixed up in her head or was a true reason is that Lilibeth went to find herself and to figure herself out and to,
Well, Lilibeth's reason for it, this is the quote she says to Molly, because Molly was talking about how she doesn't have anything to offer to the world.
Yeah.
Lilibeth says, that voice in your head that all the women in this family have, that's the one that says you're nothing if you can't hold on to a man.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 40 years to ignore it, and it cost me the relationship with your mother.
Mm-hmm.
So my guess is when she was out finding herself, she was chasing men.
Yeah. Yeah.
And left Rita to be.
Right. And we don't know anything about Rita's dad if she has one.
We have no idea.
So did she raise her baby sister, or did the other sister raise Rita? Like, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know the whole family dynamic there.
Yeah. But clearly whatever happened affected Rita in such a way that we now get the adult that still has this part of her that's unhealed.
Well, and she wants to protect children.
Yeah.
That's her goal.
Well, now we know why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So episode 3, The Anarchist. This was an interesting episode because we finally meet the 3 kids' dad and Rita's ex-husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's piece of work.
He's something else, man.
He is something else.
Good on Rita, because immediately when she saw him, because he decided to go to the school to talk to Yeppe.
Right? Just show up.
Just show up. Good on her for standing in the way and going, fuck no. You will get out of here.
Yeah.
It is up to him to see you, not the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't just barge into a child's life again.
You can't barge into somebody's life at their school.
Right? While they're trying to get stuff done.
That is where he has to go every day.
Right? Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
Rita stands up against that.
Yeah. And of course, Yeppe does go to
eventually,
dinner. He does eventually go to dinner.
There's some... I didn't like the dinner because there were some comments made.
Well, one thing I didn't really like about the dinner was the immediate reaction of, how are things? And then he says, do you need money? That was his second question.
Yeah.
How are things? Do you need money? There was not a space in between those two questions.
No. It was like just sort of this placating.
Mm-hmm. I will buy you.
I'm awkward right now because of my own choices, so I'm just going to throw money at you.
Right.
That is not being a parent.
Mm-hmm.
In any kind of way. Yeah. Then he also, I wrote it down. It says that, there it is. So, the kids are updating him on their lives. And then he asks about the money. And then he picks on, Yeppe about wanting to write and study anarchy. Cause that's what's on his mind right now.
Right.
Because he's 15. He's trying to figure his life out.
Of course. As you do. You're 15.
And of course, Niels is only getting the snippet of his child's life. He hasn't seen, like, Rita asks, how tall is your son?
Right. How tall is he?
He can't answer that question.
He can't. Because they're Facebook friends. That's as much as they are.
They don't have any kind of connection. Yeah. So he can't answer any personal questions. So he's getting this snippet. And so he picks on him about that. And then says that his mom, who's been with Yeppe the whole of his life, right? Mm-hmm. That she's an anarchist.
I mean, what's really funny is that he says that to be mean to Rita, but it makes Yeppe respect his mom more.
Right? It backfires on him.
He realizes, oh, he's fucking right. And I like that.
Yeah.
That's exactly who Rita is. That's who my mom is.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Even Molly kind of grins at that. Yeah, you're right.
It didn't land the way that he was
he took it as
would.
a dig for Rita, and it's not a dig.
Yeah, and they weren't going to stand for that. That's the thing.
Mm-mm.
They're not going to stand for that. So, yeah, he's not a good guy.
No, that whole episode was interesting.
It was interesting.
Because then he, gets out of the wedding.
Yeah, and then they hold this fake wedding or whatever.
Yeah,
Niels gets drunk and they, have this fake wedding.
Yeah, that was weird. I did like at the end how Rika was just like, I'm never going to see him again.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it does kind of give an idea of how Rico wants to be different than his dad as a man.
Mm-hmm. As a person.
As a person, yeah. For sure.
On the other side of this episode, we also have Yordis creating the talent show.
Oh my gosh. And then as much as Danish culture is about social structure and like socialization, I guess would be the right way to put that. Sociology. Yordis still has problems with other professional people.
She does.
I guess because she comes across as bright and young, even though she's 33. And that can be intimidating because it's new and this is like new life being brought into curricula.
Well, because she's affecting the status quo.
She is affecting the status quo.
She's changing things.
Because she's bringing her own flair to it.
She is.
Yeah. Which
it's not a bad thing.
No, that's what Danish people are supposed to be doing. So there's a curmudgeon, right? That gets on her.
And you find out later, right? He comes back again that things are not going well for him.
That's why I called him a curmudgeon, because he's just a grumpy white man.
He is.
Old white man.
Things are not going well in his personal life, and I think that's part of the reason why it's starting to affect his professional life.
Yeah. He's losing what structure has been for him.
Right.
Yeah. But he's taking it out on people he should not be taking it out on. And poor Yordis did not deserve his tongue lashing, that's for sure.
Right. Other part of this episode is that Molly figures out that she's dyslexic.
Yeah, and Molly is, 18, 19?
Mm-hmm.
And so she's well out of school. And
she never got her diploma.
Yeah.
She didn't get her.
Struggled quite a bit from what
she continued to just struggle and then gave up.
Yeah. And Rita let her.
Rita did let her.
Yeah. So they have a little bit of a
problem.
Confrontation.
Yeah.
From mother-daughter. And Molly's like, why didn't you know? You're a teacher.
Right.
You didn't know?
Why didn't you notice?
Yeah. But I can answer that question as a single mom. She has 3 kids.
She does.
3 kids and a job, and she's trying to put food on the table.
Yeah.
Stuff's going to slip through. And
I'm surprised other teachers didn't notice.
That's what I'm sitting here saying. Like, if Helle's so up Rita's butt.
Right.
And she's been there possibly during the time that Molly was there at the school, why didn't somebody else notice?
Mm-hmm.
Because Rita can't do it all on her own. These are 3 kids that she's seeing 24/7. Yeah, stuff's going to get missed.
Well, and Molly probably did a really good job of hiding it.
Right? Just trying to skirt through. Again, if the focus is on social structure and socialization, Molly's going to lean into that because that's what she's good at. Mm-hmm. She's not going to do the other stuff, the academic stuff, right? Where you have to read and write and all that stuff. And, who knows how it affected her in her studies and things like that. But it does make sense as she came up in the ranks of schooling that she just faltered and didn't finish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it took somebody else noticing the signs.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to say that happens in neurodivergent circles. Mm-hmm. And dyslexia falls under neurodivergent.
It does.
So.
Yeah.
And just, we learned from Helle talking about Yeppe about being sort of OCD. There's signs of OCD and stuff like that. So I tried to find aspects of Rita that were neurodivergent, but it's kind of hard to pick that apart when the focus is so much on her identity.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't really catch much.
Well,
but
it
it
might
makes
come
sense.
out more in the season. I'm not sure.
Also, we don't know if Niels, the father, has any neurodivergent tendencies. Yeah.
He's just an
or
ass.
Features.
That's all we know.
Yeah.
Episode 3, which is the one we're still on there. I wanted to talk about the poet that they talked about at the very beginning.
No, yeah.
Michael Strunge. So he was a Danish poet, very popular, regarded as one of the most influential Danish postmodern poets. He originally inspired the British punk wave in the 1970s.
Ooh, okay.
I know. And a lot of Strunge's poems are full of many of Strunge's poems are full of references to the artist. Sex Pistols, The Clash, The Cure, Joy Division, New Order, David Bowie.
Those are all my peoples.
Right? So, yeah. He's a really interesting dude. He died by his own hand, which was very interesting. He was in a manic episode for his bipolar disorder and said, "Now I can fly," and jumped off the 4th floor.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The chemicals were flowing in his brain.
Poor guy. I know.
Oof, that makes me sad. Mm-hmm. Well, you didn't mention a trigger warning for that.
Sorry. Bless you to the dog.
The timing on this is uncanny. Just gonna say.
Buddy.
You know, people, audience, you guys are just riding a wave, and sometimes we go down and sometimes we go back up, and it's just gonna be roller coaster a little bit. So sorry.
Apologies for no trigger warning on that.
Also, apologies for the sneeze from our dog.
Yeah, I guess.
In the juxtaposition of the two. We cannot plan these things. This is real life, people.
Right.
Okay, moving on.
Episode 4. So on Netflix, this one's labeled as The Whore.
It is.
But the subtitles say She-Wolf.
Right?
I like She-Wolf better. I feel like that makes more sense. But maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think I care about it either way, actually. The word whore has negative connotations.
It does.
Because of the religious backing.
Correct.
In society here in America specifically.
Specifically, yeah.
I don't care about the word, actually.
I don't care.
It
just find
puts the work
better
in the sex workers, that the power is in the sex workers. So I don't give a shit about the word. I give a shit about the autonomy of the person.
See, you're equating whore to sex worker. I am not.
Then what does it mean?
It's not a sex worker. It's somebody who likes sex. Descendants.
Okay. Well, it's still in the same context. You're still giving the autonomy to the person. And
Correct.
That's fine by me.
I like She-Wolf better. I don't know why.
She-Wolf to me implies that they're on a hunt. And that doesn't seem like something...
For this episode, it seemed like that was correct for me.
Maybe.
For Rita.
Okay.
She went on the hunt.
I saw it as a reaction or response to her trauma triggers.
Could be that too.
Because I see it from a mental health perspective.
Right. So, yeah. So, at the beginning of this episode, this was a terrible timing for Rasmus. Why did he ask her to be the sex ed teacher after just having sex with her? That was ridiculous.
Actually, it was during?
It was right at the very end.
It was not, very end,
there was not a beat between.
No, there was not. And she even pointed it out, like, really?
This is the timing?
Rude.
Right? But that sends her on a spiral. She gets fixated on Yeppe and then herself.
Right.
Because Yeppe's not as open as her other 2 children were
about this. The subject of sex is really open
in
their family unit, for sure.
But it's also different for Yeppe because he's gay.
Right.
And so she's trying to wrap her head around that, I think, as well.
You have to devoid yourself of the heteronormative.
And that's what
And I don't know that she had ever worked on that because that wasn't ever required of her.
Right.
So with Yeppe coming of age and learning about himself in this way, it is a new road for her to travel as a parent and as a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because her other 2 kids didn't have this dilemma, I guess is the word. I didn't want to say issue.
Struggle?
Struggle is, I guess, is the right word.
Challenge, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So she wants to help him navigate that.
She does. But
he's not asking for her help either.
Exactly. He's not open about it. I do find it really funny that Rita gave it to Yordis, the sex ed teaching.
Right.
Yordis's face when she's told about the props.
Right.
It's just that's great comedy.
And then they clip to the kiddos going, she had toys. They were plastic or whatever they said. Yeah. It was funny. Poor Yordis. She's trying though. She's new to teaching, so.
Right.
But she took it with a good, knock on the chin, like, I can do this. So, yeah. So Rita does seek out comfort, I guess would be the right word, or validation maybe. Who knows what's going on in her head. There was no real explanation for her behavior in seeking out sex with other people.
But she does do that.
She does do that. And then when this is the thing, when it's revealed that the person she had sex with in the bar is the father of her student, that didn't really stop her from doing it again. And that tells me that's self-harm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a mental health issue, right?
Yeah.
It's a form of self-harm. It's a self-sabotage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So also in that episode, Rico opens his store or his sandwich shop. Finally.
Yeah.
He opens that sandwich shop. Well, yet Bitten's mom suggests contacting Lonely Planet. I did not know what that was.
I just assumed it was a publication over there.
It's not. It's a travel guidebook.
Oh, I think they mentioned something about that. Yeah.
Founded in Australia in, what was it, 1970 something?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was really long ago. So that it was books, like actual books. And it has since, moved onto the internet, as everything has. But yeah. So that's why it's a travel guide. So I
remember his response to that was that I'll just stick with the
locals.
The locals, but they live in a local neighborhood, and I'm gonna get this wrong, guys. Humus. It's a local neighborhood outside of Copenhagen, or within the Copenhagen area. Yeah, so it's like a little residential area.
Gotcha. Anyway, I just found it interesting because I was like, I don't know what the fuck Lonely Planet is.
Right. Well, and how overstepping is she to basically mansplain back to him how to run his business? But right. I get that she's trying to like make it as successful as possible, but she's stepping over so many other things they have to do to get there. They literally just opened that day.
Right.
Like, why would you contact them to put yourself? I mean, you don't even know if your business is going to be in business the next 6 months. So why would you do that? Now, if you've been around for 3 years, sure, that might be something that you'd want to have done, but you want to have local success first. And Rico was right to sort of turn that down.
Right.
Yeah.
I just realized there's something else part of the sex ed stuff I meant to mention. It's the whole scene with the teacher and Yeppe when he's in his sex ed class.
Oh my God. I was so irritated.
That was so annoying. Like, because he's like, I'm gay. I don't need to know about a vagina. That's
right.
Not in my purview. And the teacher does not believe him.
Right.
Even when other students say it.
Right.
And the teacher thinks that Yeppe would be bullied more if he was actually gay, so he can't be gay, which is wild. One of the students' responses, but it leaves more girls for us.
Right.
So why would I care?
Maybe it was a highlight to older generations and how they view homosexuality versus the younger generation and upcoming generations and how they view sexuality. Maybe it was a comment on that. It was an awkward, and it made me feel icky.
Right. Yordis does have a great line, though. She says, if Yeppe rebels by being the opposite of you, doesn't that automatically make him sensible?
Right. Rita's like, oh, yeah.
It does.
Maybe I am good at parenting. Yordis is like the character of Jiminy Cricket character. And those of you that are my age will get that reference. But
well, she's wanting to be her
bard, which is someone who sort of gets ideas bounced on.
Yeah, she's
it's a level of consciousness, right? It's again to reflect the balance, to weigh all options, to consider all avenues, right? And Yordis is that person for Rita. And Rita's never had, from what I can tell, Rita's never really had anyone poke the bear a bit to make her, to challenge her.
To challenge, yeah.
Yeah, so Yordis is a really good character. I really like Yordis.
So episode 5 is The Protector. That was a really interesting episode. So a bunch of vandalism is happening around the school, and it continues to happen. And the school principal, Rasmus, and several of the other people involved.
Faculty, I guess.
Faculty are involved.
Staff members, yeah.
Immediately try to blame Renee, who has ADHD, known to have ADHD. He's had it all his life, diagnosed since he was 7. I think that's what they said. So they immediately try to put blame on him.
He's a known behavioral issue.
Yeah. And so
yeah,
rather than actually, figure it out, they just immediately try to blame him.
Oh, they put it on as he's a scapegoat.
Right. Rita even says that.
And he allows it. That's the thing. Because his view of his own self-worth. And this, oh man, this is the correlation between him and Rita. This is why Rita wants to protect him. Is because she also reflects her own self-worth in this way.
Right.
There's something wrong with her. She's broken or whatever. And that's how they view Renee. And he's automatically this is the result you get from having a bad behaviored kid.
Right. He just accepts it. He says, I did it. He eventually just takes the blame.
Just makes me so sad.
Even though he didn't do it.
Nope.
He wasn't involved at all.
Nope. He didn't even stand up for himself.
No, he was like, I'm not going to graduate.
Right?
So what's the point?
Right? There wasn't anything for him to fight for. Because he'd given up caring. His 0 fucks came out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's like, don't expel, because we find out it was Rosa.
Right.
Because Rosa's going through a really hard time, which that is not the reaction you should have to going through a really hard time, is burning down a shed. That is not the reaction.
And vandalism to a school. And,
right. That is not a thing.
Also, throwing another student under a bus.
Right.
Or no, not literally.
Not
guys,
literally.
Figuratively.
Figuratively. Rosa
that did not happen.
Yeah, Rosa wouldn't do that. But Rosa finds out that her parents are splitting. Because Rosa's dad slept with Rita. She doesn't know it was Rita.
Right. Yeah, she doesn't know the whole story.
No.
And I have a comment on that, actually. So, society likes to blame the woman for breaking up the marriage, right? But the marriage already had problems.
Right. I'm not blaming Rita for sleeping with Rosa's dad.
No.
No, because he made that choice.
Yes, he did.
And he knew going into it that Rita was Rosa's teacher.
Yeah, he knew before Rita even remembered.
She didn't recognize him.
No, he did. She did.
She met him once.
Yeah. And she didn't even recognize his face. Because she was thinking about Rosa when they were having that parent-teacher meeting, right?
Right.
So she didn't even recognize him or anything. She just, got what she needed and got out of there.
She was like, this will never happen again. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Yeah. And he was the one that was like making all the waves and stuff. So my whole comment on this is that there was already trouble in paradise, as it were, in their marriage.
Well, you could see it in the
marriage.
parent-teacher meeting.
Yes, of course. So Rosa did nothing to make this worse or any of that stuff.
No, but she took fault. She felt it.
Yeah, because society tells you to. But there is an ethical issue here. And I think this is where Rita gets mixed up in her, because she wasn't taught where the ethical lines are. Like, she didn't have, again, we go back to that statement where you have these thoughts in your head of you can't keep a man, that
okay, so you are talking about Rita, not Rosa.
Yeah, I am talking about Rita. I corrected myself.
You just said Rosa before that.
Dang it.
Which is why I was like, Rosa felt it. That's why she vandalized.
Oh, you said Rita. Now we're both doing it. That's awesome.
No, I said Rosa. I definitely said Rosa.
Okay.
Don't name your character so fucking close, guys.
Especially with an R at the front and the A at the back.
Right?
Neurodivergent brains cannot handle that. My comment on this whole thing, get to my point, actually.
Okay, get to your point.
Sorry, people, roller coaster. Is that it is not Rita's fault.
No.
This is how Rita was raised. She has this voice in her head that tells her, you're not worth anything if you can't keep a man. So there's no real human ethics here, right? So she responds with her own mental health issues, right? And goes back to sleeping with him because she knows it's causing harm, but it's causing harm to her and her career.
It is.
It has nothing to do with the man. Now, the man's choices, completely different reasoning, right?
And they're not her problem.
Not her problem.
They're not Rita's problem.
No.
except for when it affects Rosa, which is where I was getting to with the vandalism, because Rosa is outwardly dealing with her parents' split.
Right.
Which, that is not the way to do that. The girl needs a therapist in many ways.
Right. Well, this comes back to, when you see kids with troubling stuff, where is the counseling in this society, right? Because, Molly had problems. Yeppe is having problems. So he goes to Hele. It just seems weird to me that Rosa didn't have anywhere, or she felt like she didn't have anywhere to go.
Right.
The two people she relied on are breaking up and having issues within themselves that they're kind of faltering on paying attention to her.
Right.
And she's acting out on that.
Right.
And even her being like the best student and stuff is also a reaction to not getting the kind of attention you're wanting. It's just, it's more positively regarded. Right. I was one of those students. I was one of the best students, or tried to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, there's this where people's autonomy end and where it's harming somebody else's autonomy. Those ethics is what I was trying to say.
Were you?
Yes.
Okay. It was an interesting episode. Poor Renee.
Was. And it's called The Protector, so I find that interesting because Rita is all about protecting others. Mm-hmm. Where is she protecting herself?
Right.
Because she's starting to make choices now that are not protecting herself.
Correct.
Yeah. Episode 6.
It's called The Hypocrite.
I mean, we're touching on that.
We were already touching on that. So basically, in this episode, there's a lot that happens.
Oh, I missed the trauma warning on this one. Okay, trauma warning.
There's a trauma warning on this?
Yeah, drug use.
Yes. So
I skipped that. I'm so sorry.
And it's accidental drug use.
Yes.
If that makes sense. So basically what happens is Rita finds out that one of her students is getting drugs. They try to do an intervention. Then the student tells Rita that she needs to really look at her life and look at her son specifically. So specifically look at Yeppe. That immediately takes Rita to Yeppe. Mm-hmm. And he says it's aspirin. It's not aspirin.
We find out later.
It's ecstasy.
Yep.
And yeah.
Rita gets high
at school. I don't know how the hell she finished the day.
I don't know. The way they were doing it, she was just fascinated by all these little right. tidbits and light coming through things. And
right.
Her and Yordis share this special moment. And Yordis is all up in that because
right.
she's like, yay, feelings. Share your feelings
right.
with me. Because Rita's pretty private. And Yordis is trying to drag it out of her and stuff. And she gets this other part of Rita that's really more open.
It happens with Rasmus, too.
Right.
At the tree.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah. Then they kind of like her a little bit better because she's softened a bit, right? Her edges have softened a bit.
Her walls have been penetrated a little bit.
Yeah.
They've fallen a little bit.
Which makes sense because she's on drugs. But
right.
She doesn't remember half of what she's been through. Yeah.
No. Rasmus asked her later, I had a great time at the tree. We were at a tree.
Right. Towards the end of it, she says she doesn't feel well.
Right.
And they put like droplets on her forehead and stuff. She's drinking a lot of water. So yeah.
Yeah. That was a really interesting episode for that piece. But then you also have Lilibeth.
Yes.
So Lilibeth had been working with Molly. Being friends with Molly, basically.
Working on a relationship with her, yeah.
Right. Per Molly's choice, not Lilibeth.
Right.
That was
Molly did that, yeah.
Molly reached out. Well, Lilibeth tries to help Molly by helping her get a job at a hospice. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing this is the first time Molly has dealt with death.
Yeah. Or
she's dealt with loss, but not death.
Right. Of a person.
A person. Because she watches somebody die at the hospice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, so she tries to deal with that, and then she goes to see her grandmother, which, by the way, the Danish language more is mother, and then more is grandmother.
Is it more or mon?
It's M-O-R.
Oh. was hearing an N in there.
I'm
Okay.
fairly certain it's M-O-R. I might be fucking wrong. Anyway, I just
I
find
thought
it
grandma
funny.
was Mon or
It's
Oma.
two. Nope, it's two of the same. It's just repeated.
Oh,
It's mother's mother. It's basically what it translates to.
that makes sense. Okay.
Right? Anyway. So
Molly goes to see her to
yeah, she goes to see her to
talk about that.
To talk about it and process it after she's processed it a little bit herself.
Yeah.
Only to find Lilibeth has passed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it has been there a while from what I can tell.
Yep.
Yeah. How scary.
Right?
Yeah. It's scary to walk in on something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you've not had any experiences, from what we can tell, they've never had pets in the home, so they never experienced the death of a pet.
Yeah, as far as we're aware, so there's no...
And the family's so fractured that they haven't had relationships that have ended in this way.
Right? It's all loss in a different way.
Yeah, and Molly, I think was it her that said I've only known her 2 months or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, and I'm crying and crying. Yeah, so she's talking to Rita.
Yeah, that's the next episode.
Yeah.
Which we can get to. Let's just go ahead to talk about episode 7, The Princess.
I think this was my favorite episode, actually.
This was a really interesting episode because it's told in an abstract story of a fairy tale.
Maybe that's why I like it.
It's an abstract story of a fairy tale because Rita is telling a fairy tale that she's creating, and it's basically based on her life.
Right.
To the second graders that she's subbing for.
Right. It's part of a curriculum thing where they have to learn how to
so that's
create
one
a fairy
half
tale.
of the show. The other half is prep and dealing with the funeral.
Right. I have some things on the church, actually.
Oh, it was a really pretty church.
Oh, the architecture over there is amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
It was a really gorgeous church. I have a bunch of other things, other trivia for episode 7 too. But
so the church, the main church or main religion over there is Evangelical Lutheran. So they're hyphenated. Church in Denmark. So the whole thing is one big thing. Mm-hmm. And what really got me to figuring that out was why do they wear
the ruffs?
The ruffs and the collars.
The collar. I saw that. I wrote that down too.
Yeah, and they still wear them.
Yeah, that's a choice.
The last of the Christianity, from what I can tell, last country to even do that anymore.
It's Danish and then some Norwegian.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah,
still wear ruffs rather than collars.
Really, really cool. And they have female leaders.
Yes.
So it's not just male, white male leaders. They've progressed with these smaller, I guess they're like 3-inch or 4-inch crinkly white.
Yeah, it was huge.
Collars, yeah. Very 16th, 17th century.
Yeah, it's very, very much those kind of ruffs that you would think about. A lot of royals and like the British used to wear multiples.
Yeah.
They would layer them.
Basically looks like a flattened lampshade.
It does. It's exactly what it looks like.
It actually reminds me, I'm going to tell you this because
Okay.
I look in the background for stuff. There's I like what I call TV shopping for decor.
Okay.
In Rasmus.
In his office?
In his office. He has a lamp. That's got a beautiful green glass base to it, and this awful lampshade that looks just like the collars that the priest is wearing.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I know, it's super funny, but that was my take on that. Anyway, so the church there is, from what I can tell, they only use it for high holidays.
Okay.
And
that's fair.
funerals and
The actual
weddings.
church was really pretty.
Yeah.
When they were outside. But so the actual episode, Rita's ignoring funeral prep, dealing with her sadness. Mm-hmm. Well, and to me, I don't know if this is how you saw it, but to me, Rita isn't sad because she's already mourned her mother. She mourned the mother that she was, the mother that Rita had created in her head. Mm-hmm. She's mourned all that. That is gone.
Mm-hmm. She spent years doing it.
Exactly. Lilibeth wasn't her mother, really, anymore. She was biologically, but nothing more.
Yeah.
So Rita's just not sad about that.
Right.
It's a person died. I'm sad about that. But I'm not going to sit there and cry about it.
Right. Yeah. And even at the funeral, she really didn't.
So she cries. But when she cries, it's after she looked at Tom.
Yeah.
And I think what she was crying about was the loss of the connection with Tom.
The connection in the future with Tom.
Right? Because this is the episode where we find out that Lilibeth was the reason she broke up with Tom.
Yeah.
Lilibeth was the reason. And if Lilibeth hadn't come back, Rita's life would have been completely different.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So that tells me that Rita in her younger years was actually making better decisions for herself.
Probably.
Than when her mom came back into her life.
Yep.
That's got to sting.
Right. And I think that's where the crying was coming
in. I agree with you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't think she wasn't crying about Lilibeth dying. That's not it. She was crying about a loss of something she never had.
Right. I just want to point out too that I would have been okay if Rita hadn't gone to the funeral.
Right.
I don't expect people in general, I don't expect characters either on TV to go to events that they don't feel led to go to. They don't need the processing because funerals are for people that are alive. They're not for the dead person.
Yeah.
So it's all ceremony and it's all in a way of processing the loss of that person out of your life.
Right.
And if you don't feel like you need to go, don't go. Right. It's okay because no one knows the relationship you had with that person except for you.
And I think that's part of the reason Rita goes to see Tom is because everyone around her is like, why aren't you sad? You should be sad about your mother. You should be sad about your mother. But that's why she goes to see Tom is because Tom knew Lilibeth back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And knew the relationship she had with her mother.
Yeah.
So that's why she goes to talk with Tom.
Right. And from what we can tell, she spent hours processing stuff with him.
Yeah. He doesn't go home. He stays with her. And then she tries to leave.
She does. This is where she's starting
to make a good decision.
She's starting to make better decisions. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he basically lures her back in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't feel bad.
I don't feel bad for it either because it's a revisitation of their relationship from when they were younger.
Right. And I don't feel bad for whatever side effects, consequences, that's the word, consequences he's going to have to deal with.
No, that's his problem.
His choice.
Yeah.
It wasn't Rita. It's not Rita. She got what she wanted out of it, which was the talk.
Yeah.
She tried to leave. He didn't want that.
Yeah.
So, of course, she's going to stay.
Yeah. It's the temptation of revisiting your past in that way is too strong sometimes.
It is.
So, yeah.
Well, especially since they spent so much time talking about the past, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
There was some healing that was done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I guess people may not see that side of revisiting your past in this way, even in an intimate sexual way, that it can be a healing thing. But it can be.
It can be. I don't know if theirs was because they did it again, but.
No, I think the fruit was just really juicy and tasty. Just going to say that.
But so the other part of this episode, which is not part of Rita at all, is Yordis.
Oh, yes. This is
with the math teacher.
Yes.
I think his name is Torben.
Yeah, Torben.
Yeah.
The grumpy old man.
The grumpy old man who was yelling at her in like episode 2.
Yeah, about the talent show.
About the talent show. She finds out he's living in the school, which he's not supposed to be doing. And basically, he begs her to not say anything.
Right.
And she decides to help him.
Right.
And she has this great quote, "I've been alone for 33 years. It's not bad if you like your own company."
Exactly.
Because he talks about how hasn't been alone. He's been married for 34, 35, whatever years to his wife. And his wife is leaving him.
Yeah, and he doesn't know what to do with himself.
He has no idea what to do. And so Yordis tries to teach him how to cook and be by himself.
So I have a comment about this too. And this is for married people. Doesn't matter what sex you are or what gender you are or any of that. Do not put all of your identity into somebody else.
Right.
This was his failing, and it's coming to roost, and now he has nothing of himself other than being someone who goes to a job and then goes home. That's it. And when he had that taken away from him, now he's realizing I have nothing else to offer in this world. And that can be a weight crushing thing on a human psyche. So read, draw, talk to people, learn.
Watch TV.
Yeah, watch TV. Do what you can to expand your brain and to, take care of your mental health and to build your personhood. Because you only get one life.
Right.
And now he's having to lean on his coworkers. That's not their problem.
Right. Yordis doesn't have to do this.
No.
She could just turn him in and be done with it.
I really love that she got bossy and really
right. She just
strong
took
her
control.
voice, and she's like, wash and chop.
Right.
And he's like, and she's like, wash and chop. Like, do you not know the basics of how to manage food?
Right.
Right. So yeah, she's having to have him revisit his skill set.
Right.
So, and who knows how far that can go. We didn't get a glimpse into that, but
no,
yeah,
we didn't get much.
The power imbalance, right, shifted a bit there.
It did, because he was like this overarching grumpy guy who was looking down on her, and then, oh no, she's looking down on him.
Well, she's got a skill that he doesn't have. But he hasn't fostered it either.
Right.
We are all autonomous. Do not steal somebody else's autonomy or inflict yourself into somebody else's autonomy to be lazy about yourself. Don't do that.
Right. That's ridiculous. Don't do that. All right. So the last episode is called The Mother. Episode 8. Wait, I have a trivia thing for episode 7. I'm sorry. Let's go back to episode 7.
Go back.
Go back. Just real quick.
Rewind.
Professional mourning.
Oh, yeah.
Yordis brought that up.
Yeah.
So professional mourning is an actual thing. It's paid mourning. It's an occupation that originates from Egyptian, Chinese, Mediterranean, and Near Eastern cultures. That's what Wikipedia says.
Okay.
Professional mourners are compensated to lament and deliver a eulogy. They also comfort and entertain the grieving family.
Wow. I'd be so good at that job.
Yes, you would.
I don't want to do that job, but I'd be really good at it.
You'd be really good at it.
Man.
Anyway.
Interesting.
Right. Okay.
The human life, right?
Right.
Never ceases to amaze me on how we can create jobs and things to do with ourselves.
Right.
And that's one of those ones you're like, really?
Yeah. People get paid for that.
That's awesome. Okay. That's
All
really
right.
cool.
Now going on to episode 8, The Mother.
So, okay, I have a little bit of a comment, and it's sort of a judgment.
Okay.
So you can judge me because I'm judging.
I'm judging.
But
I don't know what I'm judging about. Yes.
the art guy.
The art guy.
Why does he walk like that? Did you notice how he was walking?
No.
For those of you who walk this way, I'm so sorry, but it looks kind of funny. But he walks with his pelvis forward. And I was like, why are you walking like? Because I didn't remember from watching it before, right?
Yeah, because you've watched this before. I have not seen it.
I have seen this before. I didn't remember that about him.
Okay.
I remembered him being taller than Yordis.
Right.
And being an all-around green flag guy, basically, in modern terms. So I did not remember how he walked, though. And I was like, why? And I'm one that looks at body language, and I'm also an artist, so I can see structures and how I would draw something like that. And I'm like, oh my, he looks like he's about to crumple like paper. I'm like, why are you walking like that, dude? Because he looks like he might have a little, bouts of diarrhea or something coming on. And I'm like, are you okay?
That's crazy. I'll have to go back and rewatch that because
when he walks into the art exhibit, I'm like, dude, what is going on there?
Why are you walking like that? So yes, Yordis convinces Rita to take the 9th graders to this art museum to look at L.A. Ring.
Yeah, L.A. Ring. Yeah. Ring. R-I-N-G. Yes.
R-I-N-G. L.A. Ring. Loratus Anderson Ring.
Okay.
Danish painter of the 20th century, turn of the 20th century, who pioneered both symbolism and social realism in Denmark.
Seems like an artist I would love.
Right?
I'd have to look him up. Very cool.
Yeah.
So what did you think about the piece that was featured?
So that one was the pregnant woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sitting at the doorway, the wife.
Mm-hmm.
It was an interesting piece.
Did you notice that Rita was starting to cry?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you understand why?
With the ending, yes. That makes sense.
I don't know that she knew then, but
so it
was this idea of being 1 foot in the past and 1 foot in the future.
And she could look into the future, and then I feel like the ending revealed a past.
I don't know if that has much to do. Yeah, maybe.
It pulled her back into the past.
It does pull you back. And I was basically going to make that same comment, is that when you get to middle age, there's this superpower that you get. And that there's 2 of them. One, especially for women, you give 0 fucks about anything anymore. And you you give more fucks about the things that actually fucking matter in life, right? Like air quality, you want to breathe, stuff like that. So, and then protecting future generations. Like you start to feel like you have your place in what you want to both protest and promote,
right?
Basically. And so in the middle age, you get the superpower of being able to examine your past and pull yourself into the past. But then you also get this superpower to see, based on that past, how your future might look. Mm-hmm. So it's an interesting space to be in middle age. And it starts around age 40. I want to say 38, 40, somewhere around there.
Well, something to look forward to for me.
Right. But you don't get the real sense of it. I didn't get the real sense of it until around 45, 46. Like it's really started to be more clear to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that to me is what the painting actually reflects for Rita, because Rita is in that age range to understand. And she's had, so much happen to her, and she's lived through so many things and so much adversity that I think that's partly why she's crying, is like part of it, you're mourning what didn't happen, could have happened, but also mourning what could happen or not could happen in the future. So it's this weird space to be in, and I get that doorway.
Well, and also
reflection of the art.
After that, she and Tom talk about if there's a future for them. Right. And she realizes there's not.
Right.
Not with her kids.
No.
And she wants her kids.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
I mean, she lost that choice when her mom came in and destroyed that relationship.
Yeah, we don't know if Rita's the one that destroyed it on behalf of Lilibeth or if Lilibeth just did it. We don't know.
But the choice is already
damage
gone.
Is done.
Yeah, the choice is gone. There are too many other things. And also what complicates it is Tom is Bitten's dad.
Right. That would ruin her relationship with Rico completely.
Yeah. And Tom with Bitten.
Yeah.
And it's not worth those relationships to be, They actually give in to the unification rather than the blow up, right?
Right.
And I think there was even a statement of, we only get the one time or the one chance or whatever, something along those lines. And even that is a selfish take on it because there's so many other people involved. I think that was
Tom. And Rita's like, I can't. That's when she's like, I can't.
Right. Oh, he says we're adults.
We're adults. That's why we have to make better choices.
Right. You make better choices, but you're also adults that are leading the charge of your children.
Exactly.
And
they're about to get married. Rico and Bitten are like 2 days away from getting married at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to make better choices about their own future.
This is when Rita tries to make better choices. This is when she sits her kids down and has that monologue. I have that written out if you want me to read it.
It wasn't that long.
It's longish. She says, you're all grown up. You're all grown-ups. And you're beginning to see all the mistakes I've made. But don't be afraid to turn out like me. Because you won't. Because somehow, and no thanks to me, you all turned out perfectly normal and absolutely fantastic kids. And the healthy and normal thing to do would be to get far away from me. There's an interruption, but she continues. But if you stick with me, I promise to try to become, well, normal is a pretty big step, but I'm going to try.
I'm crying.
So, yes, she is.
I know exactly what she's saying. Mm-hmm. And I've said the same thing to you. Mm-hmm. Many times.
Gonna try.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about that particular formula. I don't know if it speaks to more single parents in that the struggle to be a good parent and raise good kids and good citizens and good humans is such a huge weight. To do it on your own and only get help in the areas of people that will help in certain areas, you know? But you pretty much have to manage all of that. You're the center point of all of that. And your child is the result of the decisions you make in each of those sections. And to have 3 successful kids come out.
Yeah. Because they're all successful.
Out from underneath what she's been through is amazing. And what she's telling them is, I'm proud of me because you are the reflection of what I've done. And she doesn't get to say that to herself very often.
Yeah, this is where she starts to turn the corner.
Yeah.
She truly tries to be better.
Yeah. For sure. Didn't get me in the scene. You got me right here, though.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Because I read it out.
Yeah, I think so.
You want something random that I noticed? This is just like Yufei's walk. Why was Yet's hair so tall? Like, why was it?
I don't know. And the wedding,
it was for the wedding.
It was awful.
It was like 4 inches above her head.
Right?
And she doesn't have a lot of hair.
No.
Because it's short.
And the haircut really doesn't look good on the woman that plays her. Like,
it looks okay, but
it's all right.
That made it worse.
Right? It was like too modern or something. I don't know. And
I don't know. What the fuck?
Speaking of hair, Helle's hair is like this weird mousy gray.
Yeah.
It just doesn't go with her skin tone.
It does not.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I'm just like,
Yeah, I don't know.
But that just speaks to the casualness, right? And the aging process and how, you know, maybe you don't, you know, want to have a self-expression in that way. Okay. You know, so yeah, I mean, it was just these little things that are just interesting, right? They're not necessarily judgments or anything. It's just interesting. So yeah.
I have one more trivia thing about episode 8. It's just a little history thing about Yufei. So Yufei's the art guy, right? So he's named after Danish history, because Yordis is telling Rita, he's like, Yufei, like the meek. And
yeah.
Rita's like, I don't, what? And
right. Some other story. Yeah.
Yordis is like, do you not know Danish? Like, are you Danish? Like, what? And just turns away. So I had to look it up. So basically, Yufei was a son of a king, and there was a specific sword called I believe the scrip. I'm not quite sure. And it was a sword, and the king was supposed to pass it down to the son, Yufei. Like, that was, for generations, that's what was supposed to be happening. Yufei denied that and had no interest in being a warrior or living in that kind of way or those kind of ideals. And so he never spoke. He just lived his life. And so he was called Yufei the Meek for that reason. Oh. And no other person should carry this sword. And the son was not worthy. The sword was buried.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay.
I know. Little Danish history there.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm all for it. Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Right? I was like, what? What do you mean?
I actually like the name Yufei or
Yufei.
Yeah.
Yufei? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I like that. It reminds me of the Irish name Ife. Okay.
Apologies to any people who are listening, and if we fucked up any names, I apologize.
Right? So sorry.
In advance.
We are doing the best we can.
Not advance, because this is almost over. All right, what's your final question?
My silly thing is, at one point, I think it was in episode 2, okay. They're panning the school in one of those B-roll things, right? And they pan across the lobby entry area. All of the bean bags.
The beanbag tower.
Yes, had been piled on top of it themselves. And I was like, oh, I want to jump in that so bad. And then bury myself in it and then come back out and do it again.
The actual school is very cool. They have like sunken computer lab areas, and then the bean bags are everywhere. There's a bunch of like little hangout spots. Yeah, there's a courtyard in the center, right? And then there's like places to play outside the school. Yeah, there's like on the outer soccer field, edges. Or football. Yeah, it is a really cool school. It's a really cool school.
Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it, but
the beanbag tower,
it just brought so much joy to my heart. I was like, I want to do that now.
I want a beanbag tower.
Where can we find a beanbag tower?
I mean, I have looked up pricing of beanbags, large beanbags.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Where would we put that, though?
I have no idea.
Can we just build a she shed for beanbag tower?
Sure. Let's go ahead.
Awesome. Goals.
I don't know when we'll do that, but good luck.
So, do we want to talk about the cliffhanger at the end?
Sure. Let's talk about the cliffhanger at the end. So Rita's pregnant.
Dude, just like spit it out.
Well, yeah.
It's so funny because she didn't say it that way.
She didn't. She just said, I'm going to be a mother.
Right? Because it was her and Tom talking about being grandparents.
Yeah.
And she said something along the lines, I'm going to be a mother.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to be a mother too.
Yeah. His face.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, and we don't know because she over the course of the series, she's had sex with Rose's dad, Rasmus, and Tom. Mm-hmm. And we don't know who the father is.
No, and actually, frankly, we don't know if that's all our partners.
And we don't. And also, I'm not really sure it matters.
No.
The real question is she going to keep it? Because her youngest son is 15, 16?
Yeah, you're almost done.
Right? He is about to fly away and, live his life.
Right. And is she willing to do single momhood all over again?
All over again.
Yeah.
And have a grandchild the same age as a child.
Right, because her now daughter-in-law is
pregnant.
Yeah.
She is pregnant. She announced her pregnancy in episode 5.
Yeah.
That was an emotional outburst for her because she was very critical the whole time until that point.
Right.
When she just
her
spilled
fear.
her guts.
Yeah, her fear. But Rico professes to her that he's going to be a better dad.
Well, because her whole thing in that whole, I have the quote if you want it, but her whole thing in the quote is, I don't want to push you into a mold and make you something you're not.
Yeah.
And make you not be you. Because I like you.
Right.
And he's like, I want to be in that mold though.
Right. And he wants her in it.
Yeah.
That was really sweet.
I'll be there with you.
Yeah, it was really sweet. I'm sitting here thinking, he fucked it up trying to buy a damn
changing table.
And that's not the only bit. He makes impulsive decisions.
Questionable.
Because he has this logic that it's like man logic or something. I don't know.
Well,
anyways, this logic on how he decides things. And
he says it to Molly at the end with the changing table situation because he buys a dining table rather than a changing table.
Right.
Because basically he knows how to buy a dining table. That he knows. Anything with changing tables, anything to do with the baby, he doesn't want to fuck it up.
Right.
And he trusts Bitten more.
Right.
Because she's a woman, but also because she is supposed to be more knowledgeable.
She has more skills in making decisions like this, right? And more logic behind how she would make those decisions.
Rather than just make the decision himself on choosing a changing table, he pisses her off even more.
Because he buys a damn dining table. But I was going to make a comment about this in that Rico understands emotionally how to be a dad.
Right.
Because how much he's been screwed over by his own dad.
Right.
So, yeah.
If he gets at the wedding.
If he gets a dining table instead of a changing table, the kid will survive that. Right. Okay? What they won't survive is you being absent from its life. So, he's doing things right. He just, in a different way.
Very weird way.
Yeah. He just hasn't learned the skill set yet.
Molly is the one to point out to him, just do it, man.
Right?
You're gonna piss her off.
Right?
You're just pissing her off. Just make a decision. Even if it's a wrong decision, it's a decision in the right direction.
Right. And in that case, I mean, just buying a dining table was in that kind of vein, a good decision.
Sort of, but it wasn't.
It wasn't what she asked for.
It wasn't a changing table for the nursery,
no,
which was the plan.
Right. Yeah.
It was a dining table that ended up.
And we find out later that he leaned on Rita to go find that.
He did.
So I thought that was really sweet.
At the end, to go actually find the changing table.
The changing table. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they finally did get one.
Yeah. He has a great quote at his wedding. He says, "Even though most of you know, my mom is pretty fucked up. She has always looked after us, though."
Yeah. And she smiled at that.
She did. She liked it.
Yeah. And most parents would be like super irritated or.
That was at his wedding.
Right. But she knows what he's trying to say.
Right.
It's not that he's trying to
criticize her
or to
and actually it's a
put her down
on himself, right? Because he says, I'm going to be fucked up similar to my mom.
That's generational trauma. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the best we can do as generations move on is make course corrections as we move along to those life, checkpoints, like having kids and getting married and stuff like that. So, or changing jobs or moving or, any of those things. So, yeah. Okay. Well, that was a really long ending because, the beanbag tower was like way back.
I know. We just kept ending with different endings.
This is how it goes, people. We just chit chat until we're at the end. So yeah, the cliffhanger is at the very, very end. It's the very last thing she says. And I had to go and watch like part of season 2 because I was like, oh no, we're not leaving there. Because my brain, left it there. No, I could not do it. So
this is not a show I would normally watch just because it leans heavily on drama.
Yeah. It's not your thing.
Not really, but I did enjoy it. I have to say.
I think I like it because I connect to the middle-aged characters.
Right.
Yeah.
I probably will enjoy it more when I grow up.
Okay. Thanks for sticking with us. Man, This has been sort of a roller coaster today.
This one might be a little long. I apologize.
All right. Well, we got it through, though.
Yeah.
This is a good one. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because it was in another country. I enjoyed it because it was in another language.
Yeah, it was a challenge.
We got to learn different things and about different culture, and get out of our head a bit about American TV. So, yeah.
All right.
Enjoy,
everybody.
Take care of yourselves.
Love yourself.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.